Okay. We are here. Let's see. What am I trying to do? There we go. Okay. Alright. Here we go. Give it a second. Give it a second. Hang on. Just wait. Okay. We got Minecraft today. So what are we doing here? I think I'm ready to have some fun. We did a lot of work recently, and I'm ready to do something that's a little bit more enticing. So I think what we're going to do is make use of these iron trapdoors, because it was kind of a waste when I built them, and then didn't use them ultimately. And we're going to build that fountain I was talking about. The one that comes up from right here and launches carrots in the air. So I've been thinking about it a little bit more, and there are a couple things that I need to try. So we're actually going to start with a little bit of research here today. Because getting the items from the bottom to the top of the water here, or from, not water, but from the bottom to the top of this area, there are two solutions that I'm thinking about. The first of them is the water column we've already set up. We could go with that, and that may well work. The other option that I'm thinking about is block occlusion, I guess you would call it. Getting the items stuck in blocks and having them fly up as a result. But I need to confirm how that works exactly. Like, I know it works with glass, but does it only work with glass? Or can I use actual solid blocks? So let me sleep for a moment. Whenever I can. Come on. Alright, you know what? We'll just pause it there. Let's see here. Hey, hello. I'm alright. I'm currently looking up how exactly an item elevator with blocks works. We could just do some testing here. We'll figure it out for ourselves. Okay. At some point, we'll be able to sleep. This is annoying. There we go. Okay. So what am I going to need to build this? Need some droppers. I think I have droppers somewhere. Gonna need glass and regular blocks. That'll be easy enough to get. By the way, off topic, but I did order a new mouse the other day. So that should be arriving. Hopefully my double right-clicking issues will be resolved with that. Seems like it's a nice mouse as well, so I'm excited. Let's see. Okay. So let's see, where are my droppers at? Are they in here somewhere? They have observers. And we could grab those, I guess. Um, glass, we're gonna need. I don't see droppers, though. I swear I had some. Okay, they might be back at home. Let's go home and grab those. I did not think I was gonna make that jump. Okay, I'll take that. Put it up here, actually. Droppers. I know that I made droppers. You can't just lie to me about this and tell me I didn't when I did. Oh, I made one dropper, maybe. I might be gaslighting myself. Okay. Well, let's go make some droppers. Back to the island. How are you doing today? Juliana. All right. So we're back here now. Do I have any redstone in the chest? A little bit. A dropper is what? A dropper is just cobblestone and redstone? Okay. I have a lever. Alright. This should be fun. I'm going to do a real world experiment here. Here's a dropper. Here's the dropper. This dropper has solid blocks all around it. Yeah, in theory. Oh. Okay, that's not a deal. Maybe let me work somewhere else where there's not a hollow floor. Try that again. Okay, because items want to move up when they are inside a block, in theory, you can move blocks up very fast and thereby get them up. I don't know where I was going with that. Okay, so that would work. We could use seeds. So you have a item out there. Now, if this dropper is surrounded by blocks, just like this, then what happens? Okay, it does come out the top. Okay, sorry about that. So in theory, I can eject an item. Let me fuel up the hopper. I actually probably want to put several items in there, since I'll have trouble accessing it later on. 2 emeralds. Okay. So it does come out, and it's got some variability on where exactly it launches to, which is interesting. If I build up the column a bit higher, let's see what happens. The question that I'm interested in here is, with our water stream, it's good, but I think it could be better. And what I mean by that is, right now it tends to launch items up in the air and like just directly up and down in one block, one block column. Whereas this, I'm hoping, might give it some more variability. Okay, what happened there? This might introduce some irregularity where it'll come out and launch off, like go to the side here, go off to the side there, and fall in more of a natural pattern than just going within one block. What happened when I did that? So it does come out the top, and it seems like it is pretty variable in what it'll do. Let's see here. I'm going to grab a little more cobble, just so I can build up and see what's going on better. Let me get more redstone as well. I need my emeralds, though. We'll put cobblestone in here. Okay, so when we do this, it will come out. It goes off that way. Goes off that way. Okay. So the nice thing is that it doesn't seem to... Okay, so in that case, it actually came out and landed right on the block where it came from downstairs. Which can happen. I think that's okay. The thing then... So imagining this is a water fountain here. Or just a fountain. We'll have a... Maybe we might have a source block here in the middle. And so... If that's the case, we might have a stationary item sitting here, which is not good. Let's see if we do a couple more times what happens. So there we have a stationary item. And if we do have stationary water here, then this item I think would just sit here and float. Right? Or no? Let's do some more testing here. Let's see. And this is going to be a very simple one. Need me to do 2 blocks. I'm going to grab a bucket and some water. Where are my buckets at? There we go. We'll grab 2. Let's go to the coast and get some water. It is a... Okay, it's a surprisingly long trek. Hang on. Need to go home and sleep then. Or go back to my hole and sleep. Before it gets to be night. Hang on. let's do a bit more testing here with how the water is going to work. So here we have water. It is, in theory, it's stationary here on top. I can stand here, and I'm not, well, actually, yeah, there's a place I can stand here and not be influenced by currents at all. So the question is it possible that an item can land there in the middle like that and not be influenced by a water current? And that's the answer right there, is yes, it can. So then what do we do about that is the question. Because whether we have a water column or a block elevator, I don't think it makes a difference. I think there's a possibility of it landing here and being stationary. Let's try it with the water column, though. I'm just not sure how it would work. Alright, so here's the idea. I'm actually going to start to build the fountain here today. And that should give me some insight as I'm kind of working my way through it. I'm going to craft some furnaces. Now I have very little fuel here, but it's fine, I think. Okay. And me being me, this is going to be a stone brick fountain, which is always fun. We'll come back to those in a moment. I actually turned my sound down a bit. Not too much, though. And we can move this chest for right now. So, in theory, it's going to come out here. It will launch up. Let's get the general structure laid out, if I can. Like, how tall is the fountain? How wide is the fountain? That kind of thing. Stone bricks. Okay. So let's say that it comes up maybe I think this much higher is about the extent. I think that's all I can get away with. Yeah, I think this will be good. I'm going to be roughly correct. So this level here is going to be the... Let's go down one. This level here is the basin of the fountain. So it's going to spread out here. We'll actually go one more out. Need more stone bricks already. Okay. I think this will be a kind of a two-tiered fountain. So this is the first tier. And maybe actually then this will go up higher. We'll have tier 2 of the fountain. What do we think about that kind of shape? Is that okay? Is that too much? Is that... Wonder if I want to lower it down a level. I might want to lower it down some. Just this whole first stage here. Especially since it might get wider in the process of building it. Okay, what about that? That's a bit better now, but now I think the top area is too high. But that's fine. It's nearly, we can grab it. Come on. Come on. Come up to me. Alright, fine. Oh, you're gonna be a pain. Okay. I think this is probably too much. Okay, what about that? That's okay. Let's think logistics here. So if we have, whether we have a bubble column or an item system, well, that's actually going to change things. Let's see. So if we have this, I'm trying to have the top of the fountain be a bit more slender. I don't want a 3x3 chunk here. And so is it going to be a problem if I have these taken out? Does the elevator aspect of it break entirely? If so, then that'll seal the deal and tell me that I need to build with a water bubble column. Let's see. Okay, it came out the top. Came out the top again. Good. Okay. I feel pretty good about that. One other consideration. What if we have this? What effect does this have? Where did that even go? One other consideration is that these items are actually shooting out quite a bit. Let's try something else here. Let's cover our component like that. We can actually move this here. It should work, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's actually a bad idea. Hang on. I don't know how to power it without... without breaking everything. I want to do a test of how this is going to work. Because there is a greater variability in how the items shoot out. But I think that'll be managed by the water that's on top of this. And I want to try it. But I'm going to wash away the lever in the process of trying. Let me get some more redstone. Okay. Now we can actually do this. I'm going to build out here. We can actually come up here with me as well. There we go. That'll work. Well enough. this. Good enough. This should trigger an item to shoot out. Yes, okay. And now we can safely put water on top of it. So this would be the fountain. I'm going to go to sleep, and tomorrow we test that out. Okay. So let's say we just spit out some items here. Okay, immediate problem. That one just got launched out entirely. And is, see, if we had a real fountain here with real carrots, that carrot would have been lost. It would fall off to the side and despawn entirely. That carrot is lost. This is not looking good. That carrot technically is lost. Okay. I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt here. But yeah, I thought the water would have a moderating influence on the shooty outiness of the items here, but it turns out the exact opposite is true. The water takes the natural momentum given to the items by the blocks and just speeds them up and launches them out, or they'll never be seen again. Yeah, I don't think that's acceptable. Okay. So are we ruling out the item elevator? In this form, yes, we are. I'm willing to give it one more try here. Let's break these blocks. Just here. And let's see what happens. How do things change now? See, that's okay. But I think at this point we've fully deviated from my original intent, which was to have items shooting out the top, like a couple blocks in the air, and then flowing into the fountain, and they're flowing farther on after that. And so I think we can just say that the item block occlusion method is just not going to work out. With that brief bit of testing, I'm going to make that ruling there. It was a good idea, but I think our way to go is still going to be the water bubble column. Let's just clean up from our testing. And what we can do is a bit of testing here with bubble columns. So, because I could test the bubble column right here, but it's going to be a pain to go up and down over and over again. So I think it would be a good idea to set one up here. And how can we do that? Maybe we just test for real. We just test with our real materials here. What we got? It's going to be more fiddly, but it's going to be less fiddly in some other ways. So here's what we're going to do. That was a bad idea. Where's the chest at? There we go. We got our chest. Hang on. Oh, the dropper was in there the entire time. Okay. So here's our current solution for getting carrots upstairs. We'll load it with carrots and let it go. There we go. Okay. So, we'll go up and demonstrate. Actually, we won't go up and demonstrate because the fountain's partly in place now. I need to extend the water column up to the top of this place here. And so we can do that by just making an infinite stream, probably. We'll just do it right here. Okay. And let's place those source blocks where they need to go. Let's see, I think one there will do it. Okay. Let's fill our buckets again. So let's just gauge, what do we think about that? That is much more in line with my vision for it. So then here's the thing. I think this is going to be a very bulky fountain. I need to work on ways to slim it down if I can build it properly here in the first place. Okay, so let's just say we have that. Unfortunately, I think we've shot our entire bunch of carrots here. Yeah. Okay. So, put those in there. If we have that, and then have just one source block on top here, like that, what happens then? What I'd like to do is... Yeah, this is going to be tough. This is going to be very tough. Okay, let's go reload the carrots. And we'll launch them up and see how that works. Just the way it is there. Okay. Because here's my general thought. Yep, that's the problem. So, like I was concerned about, we were just getting stacks of items floating at the top of the fountain. Because unlike the block occlusion method, there's nothing... just said that weirdly. There's nothing that's introducing any degree of randomness here. They're going straight up the column, launching straight out, and just sitting at the top of the fountain. So there needs to be some kind of solution here. I'm wondering how we can introduce some degree of randomness. What if we just put a block here? Like, obviously that's going to stop them from coming out, right? Then you release it, and yeah. Okay. Put the source back in there. Yeah, they're all perfectly balanced. Just where they are. And what do we do about that? Because this is fantastic. It's just that they need to actually fall down the fountain. Thinking. I don't know the answer here. Okay, let's pause the game. Let me do some research. Let's see if I can get some ideas. Hmm. Because, and let's see here. Let's say we just had a dropper, right? A dropper, all by itself, does have a degree of randomness to it. Okay, they're stacking together, but that one landed on the block. That one landed a bit over there. That one landed a bit in a different place. That one fell off the block entirely. That one fell off entirely. That one almost fell off. That one landed in a different place. And so if we just had a dropper at the top that was spitting them out, that would be good. But it doesn't actually work in my case because I want the big height to it. I want for the carrots to launch out like that in a spectacular way. And then go into the fountain. And honestly, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care if they fell off the fountain in the exact same way every time. If, for example, every time they fell from the top of the fountain to the bottom, they went down like this diagonal right here. I wouldn't care about that. I can work around that. But I just need them to fall in the first place, period. And I don't know how to make them do that. My only thought was maybe have a flowing water here at the center. But I'm not sure how to do that, actually. Let me grab some water and we can experiment. Like, how do you have flowing water? We could do... Yeah, let me just grab some water here. I'm wondering if we put a water source just on one side of it, will that cause them to flow in some direction? Like if we just put one here, is that going to make them flow? Oh, possibly. Okay. So yes, it will. Yes, they're now launching out at an angle, at a distinct angle. and they're leaving the fountain entirely. That's not good, but that's progress. That's excellent right there. It's not good, but it is excellent. Make that make sense. Okay, so is this the direction we want them to be launched in? It may be, and that actually may change the vision for my fountain here. Here's what I might do. What if we had something like a natural stream coming up out of the ground here? Yeah, actually. I'm just thinking here. If we had a natural stream, maybe a little lake, they can launch out of the lake. Is that cooler or less cool than this idea right now? And then from the lake, they can go somewhere and... Okay, that's a decent idea, but the lake's going to be a problem, because if we just have stagnant water again, we need water that's actively flowing. If we took out this source here, what happens? That's kind of ugly. And so that I don't think I'm going to do. Shooting this way, I think, is okay. We just have it like that. So the situation right now is that they'll come out, they'll launch, they're actually going to miss everything here, and they're going to fall in this area. And so here's what we can do. We can extend the fountain down here, and then from here, we can flow out to where we need to go. That'll be our solution. Let's see how that's going to look. I am going to need more stone bricks, sadly. You can go trade these, by the way. Okay. So the fountain continues down here. Maybe we do something like this. We're out of stone bricks for real. Okay, so we don't need these here. I think this unnecessarily bulks up the fountain. We do need that one. That's a necessity. Did I ruin anything? No, okay. Okay. So I just want to see. And we're going to go back to using ugly stuff here. If I go down and introduce some carrots to the system, what kind of variability do you get in how they land and where they land? Okay, and we'll take this with us. My hope is that they're all going to land somewhere in the area I just built. And it seems like they are. They're either launching out. It seems like, yeah, they're all actually launching on being pushed that way. If I pick these up, it seems like they're actually pretty consistent in landing there. Okay. Now there is one stuck there, but in theory, We can have this flowing here. And now they should all definitely end up in the same place. And they do. Now, how do I work with that to get what I want here? It's like I've kind of lost the scope of what I was trying to do. That's neat, but then how do we make it good? Because here's what I was thinking. And we can... I guess we can let those continue to flow. I was thinking about a system where you have trapdoors and maybe pressure plates along the... Yeah, this is going to be tough. Along the edge here. So maybe like this. See, but they need to be in the up position by default, which is going to be a pain to do. Okay. So what do we do then? Okay. So maybe for my lack of building ability, okay, a couple thoughts. First of all, we can put a water stream here, and they should launch diagonally. Let's see if that's the case. Are they? Yeah, it seems like they are. Let me collect what's here, so I can get a better view of what's going on. Yeah, it seems like they're launching diagonally now. Which I think is better. Are there any that are stuck in the stream? Yeah, they actually, it seems like some of them will bounce once or twice, just in the water there, but they all end up going that way. Okay, so change of plans here, from my change of plans. I'm gonna sleep and I can explain tomorrow. Okay. So, we're going to launch them diagonally now. And from being launched diagonally, they're actually going to fall directly into our primary river. And it's going to be a river that starts... To be honest, it might flow out from here underneath the fountain and start to flow this way toward the water. And along the way, this river is going to split into multiple separate streams. And the carrots, my hope, is that they're going to go along these separate streams and end up in different places at the end of the line. Right? That's the dream. So right now we have a fountain that works, essentially. It gets them where we want to go. And so from here, they're probably going to drop down. I don't know if there are any carrots that land on the stone bricks, but I don't think so. I think we're actually pretty consistent about getting them right there on this block. Eventually. Like, they could land there, but they will flow naturally and end up here. So I think this is actually this is our best bet so far. It's very workable. Now the design of the fountain itself will change quite a bit, I'm sure, once I'm ready to do that. But this works for right now. We can start on the river design. Let's trade some carrots. I have a lot of them. And they are still coming. Master, master. You're also a master. We got masters on this wall here. Ooh, you're not. Okay, hang on. Grab those. Grab these. Okay. And I think at this point, with this number of emeralds, I've earned myself... Well, first of all, I've earned myself some more farmers. Let's do that. But also, I've earned myself my last piece of diamond armor. Where are you at? In here? No. In here? Yes. Okay. Nice. We got full diamond. That was fun. Now, what do I do with the rest of my wealth? I think we start to level up our weaponsmith here. Do that. Do that. Just to get experience on you here. That's good. Do I need bells that badly? It's honestly just more efficient for me to do trades with you for axes. Especially since I can turn one emerald into one iron nugget here. Toolsmith. Well, in theory, I don't need you. I've got this guy to give me pixes. Pixes? What was I trying to say? Pickaxes? Pixes and shoves. Okay. So there's our fountain. I can live with that. I think my next bet then, my next best bet, my next thing to do, what am I trying to say, is to chart out the course of the river. Now there's one problem with that, and that is that this whole area here is 1 block deep. Or 1 block thick, and so I'm going to have trouble going with any depth in the river here. But... okay, we got another problem. I want the carrots to follow along the course of the river. But if my river has any depth to it, then my river is going to have stagnant water. And if I let the carrots go in stagnant water, they're going to stop where they are and despawn eventually. So what do I do about that? We can drop them down, and we can have flowing water. We can have flowing water on the surface of the river. And items naturally float eventually. And so if every spot on the river surface is flowing water, then it would work. And so I might do that. How do I do that is the question. I want the river to be natural looking. There are going to be curves in it. I want it to have some depth to it, of course. And so that's going to be a pain to do. I think the first thing for me to do is chart out the course of the river, and we'll go from there. What that means is that these guys might have to move. All these experts, or all these masters might have to move their house. Maybe I shouldn't have built them right in the middle of where I was going to put them eventually, because now they're in my way. What can we do about that? We can kill these guys. I have to be honest. But they're all masters and they're all good, and it'd take us a while to re-get this number of masters here. So I might just boat them. I might boat them all. I could boat them all right now. And then put them where I want them to go. Temporarily. Let's do that. I'm going to need quite a few boats. I have, what, 8 masters in there? Let's make 5 boats. We can grab this lead. Okay. More carrots flowing. See, that's just fun. I think that's really cool. Okay. So, we're going to put down boats here. Just like this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I do only have 7. Okay. We'll need 4 boats. I'm going to break the blocks holding them in place. And we're going to hope that actually they boat themselves, essentially. Okay, go for it. I think I'm going to break their job site blocks as well. Oh. Okay, hang on. Hang on, we can deal with this. If I open this up, they might want to leave. And if they do that, they can boat themselves. Yeah. Okay, we're looking good there. Need an axe. How are we looking over here? No, I need those. Don't take my emeralds. Okay. Aw. Okay. So to make another axe, grab some copper and we'll work. Oh, where did I... Oh, I literally... I got an iron axe from trading for an iron axe. Okay. That's fun. Come on. We can wait. Okay. As I was saying. Oh. They've all boated themselves perfectly. Excellent. So here's what we're going to do. They're not going to lose their jobs, of course, but I do need them to move out for right now. This was a good temporary building, but that's all it was. You just pick those up? I think you did. Yeah, kind of rude. Okay, we're going to build them a temporary shelter somewhere. I don't know where. That is a lot of carrots. Okay. So they're just going to have a safe place to sit. Oh, they're all angry. Okay. I don't care about that. And I don't know what they're angry about. I guess they lost their jobs. They didn't lose their jobs, though. They're unemployed, but they still have the skills that they developed in their jobs. So they can be rehired pretty easily. And in fact, I am going to rehire them, so chill. I'm just tearing down your house for right now. Give me a break. In the long run, my goal is that this whole island is going to be spawn-proofed, so that nothing can get over here and hurt the villagers. Now, it's possible that a drowned could get out of the water and come kill them, and that's something we can account for. But I'd like this to be kind of a paradise for the villagers to live in. As if it's not already, right? This is paradise right here. Okay, we're still in the morning. Should have plenty of time to build them a safe house. This is a bit annoying to do. So water can flow how many blocks before it has to drop? It can flow like 7 or 8 blocks, and then it runs out, and you have to drop it level. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take kind of a lazier approach to it. And we're going to start the river here, run it about 7 or 8 blocks, drop it, 7 or 8, drop it, 7 or 8, drop it. And so, in theory, it should always be flowing on the top. And we can augment it. We can make things prettier along the way. But that's the idea that I'm going to go for. Now, in terms of the path splitting, that's the other thing I mentioned earlier that I'd like to do. That's going to be difficult. In my mind... Well, let's lay it out, and we can go from there. Let's stop having things be in my mind, because that's a more difficult place to work in than Minecraft. Actually, I should move them fully out of the villager farming area. Let's just put them over here. And I'm not kidding about this being a tiny place. I think they'll all fit in here with their boats as well. It's only 4 boats. I think there's plenty of room. And we'll do those for right now. Okay. Come on. Time for all of you to be safe. In here. Cool. Can I think I can... I can do this. This will be fun. Let's pull them a little bit farther. There we go. A little farther. Okay. You're in the corner there. That'll be fine. Let's do the others. My loyal farmers, they've been with me quite a while at this point. I need you to come up, though. Up. A bit too far. Come this way some? Yeah, that'll work. Four of you, or the 2 of you, come on. Up in here. No, hang on. Come on up. There we go. Now you 2 come this way a bit. Should be fine. We got room for 1 more. You 2 come this way some. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Last set. Coming in. Why am I losing so much hunger on this? I did not realize. I guess breaking blocks is intensive. There we go. Yeah, that is perfect. Okay. Should have plenty of room now. We can close them off here. They're safe in their boats. We can close them off here. I get a safe little cube of villagers. Or a cuboid of villagers. We have lots of room now. We can plan out the waters. So just sort of going here. What block do I use? I don't want to use cobblestone. I don't want to use dirt. Because they're both going to blend in. Sort of. Let's use... Alright. That'll be fun. So the course of the river. It's going to meander a bit. Thinking like, bit this way, bit that way, bit this way, down to the ocean. Or down to the water, at least. Do we want to take like a big swing in one direction or another? I don't think so. Maybe we could have it go a bit more this way. We can have like a curve. Let's just go for it. Have a curve sort of like this. It comes this way. It's going to curve a bit, maybe. Come this way. Come this way. Go down, 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 down to the water. What do we think about that? Is that too much curve? That might be too much curve, to be honest. Let's see. Let's see from above. No, I think that's actually all right. This is gonna annoy me though. There. Okay. So we flow from here, we curve it a bit, and go down to the water. Now, if we want to have splitting off, where could we split off at? We could split off here. And this could flow this way, maybe back a bit here. Through here. And down to the water. So we now have a big fork in the river. Is that all we need? Is that actually enough? That might be enough. So do we need... Does every... So if the river forks here, does every piece of the river have to end up in the water? I don't think it does. I think that some branches of the river we could branch off, and they might just end up in like a little tide pool, or whatever you want to call it, whatever it's actually called. They might end up in a little puddle, not puddle, but a little... I mean, what do you call like the smallest version of a lake? A puddle. They might end up in a little puddle. They might split off and connect back up to the main water. They could do a variety of things. Let's grab some more diorite and chart out some other courses that the water could take. I will say, I think this here... Okay. I think this here is about the extent of what I wanted to go this way. Because we're starting to infringe on the border of the farmer's area. We could have one more split off, maybe. Maybe at like the very start. And just have it go this way. And stop. But I think that's it. I'm going to pause the game here for a moment and just look at some natural rivers. What do you call a river when it splits? That's not a joke either. Bifurcation. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I'm not making tributaries that go into one river. I'm making a river that splits into multiple segments. Oh, apparently it's known as a distributary, which is a fantastic name. So I'm looking for instances of river bifurcation here and what that generally looks like. Bifurcation. It's common in meandering and braided rivers. If I were to make a river here, that is the other option. I can make one meandering river. I thought about it momentarily, and it might be the easiest for me to do, honestly. Make a river that's, let's see. To make a river that goes this way, and this way, and this way, and maybe back a bit, and this way, and goes to the ocean. That would be... I don't know if that'd be better or not. It'd be different. Here's the thing that might make the decision for me. How do I set up this junction here? Here's what I have in mind. And it involves, again, these trapdoors. Maybe we could have it so that we got a trapdoor here, and water is flowing into both of them. Maybe we have a redstone timer. That's gonna flip between the two, and will allow them to pass through here for a bit, then it swaps, they can pass through here for a bit, then it swaps, pass through here for a bit. My problem with that, now that I'm saying it out loud, I want carrots to go, ideally, if we're doing this, I want the carrots to go both ways, all the time. I want, like, 2 carrots to go, if 4 carrots come down here, I want 2 to go this way and 2 to go that way. Not 4 here and then 4 there later. I want them to split in real time. And so we could do very fast hopper timers to make that happen. We could open and close each channel on the order of like a second or 2 at a time. But that, I think, is going to be too intensive. I think that's going to be probably too much of a pain to get set up. Well, I mean, getting it set up will be relatively easy, but it's just not a... What's the right word? It's not a elegant way to make this happen. But I'm not sure how to do it elegantly. We've seen here we have enough trouble already, as it is, with getting items to work with me in water streams. So, I'm tempted to throw this out and just go with the meandering method. And that doesn't mean that we can't have distributaries coming off the main river. Although if it's meandering, it's going to take up more space naturally, and therefore I'm less inclined to have it be that way. But let's break these. Let's see what a meandering river might look like. And if we don't like that, I might just look up more classifications of rivers or streams, and we'll figure out one that suits us. Okay. So if a river meanders, it's going to start here, and the problem is we got a wide open space to cover. Where do I want it to end up? Let's define an endpoint, because I have a feeling I'm going to have an opinion on where it ends, and therefore that might help me. I sort of want it to fall off at the steepest point, to be honest, which is right here. I think this way, I'm eventually going to build a bridge. It's going to be a prettier bridge than this. It's going to be like a proper bridge that goes from my house to this area here. And so the river can't end here. The river can't end at least until like this point, I'm going to say. So maybe it ends... Honestly, the steepest part's kind of right here. And so maybe it just ends here. What do we think about that? Having a river that ends here, goes down. That's, I think, technically the steepest, but this is close to it. And that's actually not very steep at all over there. So a river that ends there, how do we meander from point A to point B? I think we need to go this way pretty much immediately. Maybe we come here, go up there. I don't want to flow back the way we came. I think that's going to be very awkward. And so... I think we have to go this way. And let me look at some examples of meandering rivers. The thing about them is that they... Let me just read here. Regular sinuous curves, this channel of a river. Yeah, the river, it's eroding sediments. And so it tends to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And you get eventually to the point where you make an oxbow lake out of it. The degree of meandering is measured by sinuosity. Okay. Yeah, this is what I want. And so let's lean into it then. To some extent. We're going to meander this way. Curve, meander back. Curve, meander this way. Curve, meander back. And drop off there. That's actually... Can I make that go right now, please? Because I'm going to forget, and I really like that. Meander this way for a bit. We're going to curve back. I think that's too tight of a curve. I'm going to curve this way and come back. We're going to... we need to curve it a little bit stronger than that, though. Meander this way. And we can curve here. We're going to take a big swing across here. Meander this way. We're going to take a curve here. We're meandering this way. We're going to take a final curve. Take a curve this way. And fall down into the water below. Let's take a look at how we feel with that layout. So here's the problem now. If this river, this stream, is even 2 blocks wide, we're giving up a whole lot of land for the stream. Are we okay with that? Is it curvy enough? That block right there is not accurate. The block would be over the hole, but the hole's there. This is good. This is a good start. Let's do that. Let's just analyze the river at each point, see how I feel. The start of it's good. I like that motion. I'm going to come back this way. I think... Okay. There we go. I think I've spotted something here. So this area... Let me explain what I mean before I try and fix it. This area here, it curves this way. And I think it curves a little bit too much in this direction. I don't like that it is like a full quarter circle or a full quarter turn. I think we could curve it like a bit sooner. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe we curve it along there. That may be better off. Let's see about that. Let's get rid of these carrots in my inventory. And so we do need to do one final thing here. At the end of the line, the carrots that we don't pick up, because I might stand in the water stream and collect carrots, but at the end of the line, any carrots that we don't pick up need to fall into our storage. And so I need to come up with some way to do that. And I'm sure it's possible. Maybe what we do, this would be fun. Make another bubble column, exclusively so we can get the bubbles, and we can launch them up out of the water and into a hopper. That'd be pretty cool. Or something like that. So we're going to curve this way, turn, curve back, turn, curve back again, turn one more time, and curve it down into the water. I think that's good. I think that's pretty good. I could keep on experimenting with it. What if we took one curve out? Because I still don't like how much land I'm giving up in order to put the river here, or put the stream here. Let's say we cut this section out, right? We just curve it directly into the water. Is that better or is that worse? I think it comes out better here. Let's see. Yeah, that is better. I believe. We're making a big M now, I guess. We're making a big W now, I guess. We're making a big... No, we're not making an S at all, actually. We're making a big Z. Okay. I feel like that's good. I do like that a lot. Now, let's be realistic here. How wide of a area, how wide of a stream can we make? We can't make it very wide, right? I think making it 1 wide is going to be a mistake. I think that's going to look very awkward. 2 wide, we could do. 3, I think it's pushing it. 3, I think it's going to be too much to handle. Because let's just think here. We make it like 1, 2, 3 wide, and make it like a 1, 2, 3. You got like 2 blocks. You got like 2 or 3 blocks here. You got 1 block. You have no blocks. You have like nothing in here that you can... Because this is meant to be a place for villagers to live. And if the entire thing is just a meandering stream, it's not going to be conducive to having anyone live in this area. And so maybe what that is suggesting is we should make the river less curving, and so we can make it curve slower and end up with less. My thing is, though, I like this. I like that we have a curve here, here, and over there. The bridge is going to be there, and so that's not a concern. I like the way it is right now. I think we can make it work. I do think we can. Is it a problem if the villagers get into the water? I think it is. Here's what I'm thinking about the villagers. They're going to live on the land between the streams here. They're going to live around here. They're going to live here along this strip, here along this strip, and here in this area here. And they're going to be enclosed with their job site blocks close at hand. So they can always restock if I want them to. I think that if a villager goes into the water, they're going to have issues because they could just flow all the way down to the end and like drop off into the ether and be gone forever. So I want to keep the villagers out of the water. Okay, let's get some dirt. I think the only way we can really do this is by doing it. I'm gonna put some stuff away. I will keep the diorite on me. Should be good. Okay. Oh. Okay, well that sucks. Yeah, that's actually really bad. It's gonna be more things. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to do business with you anymore. Because you actually... What can a weaponsmith get? Give me those. A weaponsmith who is a journeyman? Is that what you are? Okay, they're actually guaranteed to get the flint trade. Okay. You could have started out with an enchanted iron sword trade, though. That's crazy. Okay, if I can just get you past journeyman, then you'll have a diamond axe trade guaranteed. And at master, you'll have a diamond sword trade guaranteed. So you know what? I am going to commit to you. We're going to get you leveled up through journeyman. Okay. Some of this stuff I just don't need flat out right now. Yeah. Okay. That's a bit better. Now grab some dirt. Dirt that I don't really have. But I'm going to use it anyways. Okay. So the river's going to meander its way. I think that's good. Just looking at it from more of a distance here, I feel like that's a good river there. Yeah. The only other option is that we expand the farmer's territory. They can't come up the hill. The hill is taken. And that's just unrealistic. A river's not going to flow uphill. But they can go farther this way with their meandering. But I don't think they need to. I think they're okay the way they are. Honestly. I think the river's fine. Let's just see. I'm going to start to mine out a river here. This is all going to be immediately dropping down into the hollow area below. That's all right, though. Don't think that's good. Maybe that would be better. Don't need that there. What are we doing? Okay. No, not that. Yeah, go here. I'm gonna turn it around one last time. This instant mining is kind of getting annoying. Oh, that's definitely not. Okay. Okay. I don't think we take those out. Alright, let's take the diorite up. Or is this andesite? What is this? It's andesite, right? It's diorite. Let's take this up, and let's see how we're looking. I can tell you I'm not going to like it, and I'm going to make some adjustments here. But we might be okay. We've now got it kind of set in, not stone, but dirt. And that's something. See, I'm just widening it more. I'm just trying to make it look more natural, and therefore I'm widening it. Ooh, no. I don't like, though, that it's just one block after another, after another, after another here. Maybe it's okay. Maybe that's fine. Okay. I'm going to drop down. Let's grab my blocks. I'm going to sleep in a moment, and in the morning we'll see how that looks from above. I'm kind of scared. But I've got hope as well. I think I'm doing the right thing. I have just torn a massive hole in the roof of this place. But it's fine. We should be fixing it. I don't know. Maybe today. Maybe not today. We'll see. The carrot fountain. It's just fun. It's just, like, fundamentally fun to do this way. Okay. From above. Yeah, I think that's what I planned for, right? That's what I was trying to go for. Here's one feature of natural curves that I need to be a bit more cognizant of. A river that flows in one direction and naturally turns. Well, the water, of course, it's got momentum to it. And so it's going to come this way, come this way, come this way. And when it tries to turn, it's going to turn, but there's going to be resistance. It's going to not want to turn immediately. And so it might blow out this side of the riverbed a little bit more. Just naturally. Like that. And then it'll turn this way. And it might blow out this side of the bed a little bit more. It'll turn and go this way. This is too wide, though. This is 4 blocks. That's unacceptable. And so it might do that. Now, this is only like 1 block wide, though. So it might do that. It's going to come this way. It's actually going to be wider along this bank, I think. Just like that. Let's fill this in, because this is actually getting in the way of me understanding what's going on. Might come this way. It might blow this out a little bit more. This here. We are eventually going to make our way around here. I don't like how narrow this is. So we could do that. Yeah. No. Okay. And it comes this way. Might blow this out a little bit more. This is, again, I'm just going to emphasize it's ugly right now. Because it's blocks, 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 blocks. And so we need more of a curve like that. So let's come in a bit on this side. And we can swing it a bit out more here. Like that. Yeah, that's better. That's a bit better. This is going to naturally kind of blow out that side there. Bring this in a bit. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling good about that. I'm going to come around here. I'm going to swing it out a bit farther this way. I think that you will... Again, we've got block, 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 block here. So I think we swing it a bit farther in this direction. Just like that. And we can close it up on this side. Somewhat. Actually do a bit more than that. Like that, maybe. And we bring this... Are we getting too much? Are we doing too much here now? Come this way. Could flow it this way. And we are going to turn here. What about that? We turn it here, bring it along. It narrows too much at the end still. What if you give up your side here? What about that? Yeah, that's acceptable. Let me pick up my drops from underground. And let's see how that looks now from the beginning. Now let's think about our other consideration. Big, kind of scary situation. And that is the depth of the river and the slope of the river. That's not good. This is okay. Yeah, that's actually okay. This is awkward looking. And the problem is that it's too much of a right angle right there. And so we bring this in some, we cut that away. And I think that actually is immediately an improvement. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, that's better. Is it too narrow now? Maybe it's too narrow here. We do that and that, but it's kind of awkward looking. Let's see though. I don't like that one block that juts out by itself, but that's better. I think that is an improvement. Yeah. It's tough to tell over here from right here how that looks because I'm kind of far away from it. Let's go build up a little bit over there and see how. Okay, looking from here. Flows this way. I feel like it's still a bit too narrow in this section, but I'm not bothered by it. I think it's... Oh, now this look right here is not a good one. What can we do about that? I don't want to put a block here because it's just block, 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 block all over again. But I don't like how that looks. I feel like it needs to look good from, if not every angle, then almost every angle. Like this. This is obviously too narrow. There we go. When I look at it from a certain angle, it just makes more sense. What do we do about this? We come this way, and that's okay, but we need to convert it to more of like a straight shot, and even turning a bit in this direction, and then turn it back and go around. Here's the go around section. Yeah. That's tough. Because it's just narrow. It's just a narrow waterway. I think now we're back at block, block, block. Just diagonal here. And I don't like that. So if we come from this way, and we bring it up, then we really need, like, this. What do we think about that? Yeah. Yeah, we can work that, actually. I think maybe we do that. That's way too wide now. But that's kind of what I'm going for. It's... No. There's just something wrong here. Ugh. I don't like one bit of it. I'm so unhappy with how that looks. Okay. Go that way. What am I not getting here? We turn and go this way a bit, and then we So, the basic idea, let's pull the diorite again. Basic idea is that can we go somewhere where we can just demonstrate? We're coming from here. We need to go start on a curve. And then flatten it out. Like that. But just on a larger scale. I don't think that helped me figure anything out. How do we do that? Okay, so it needs to be kind of like a, what's the function called? I forget what the function's actually called. And I definitely used to know at some point. But it's the function that does that. This is a lot of carrots. And from here it actually looks okay. But from here... Can I just live with that? Do I just live with this right now? Oh, maybe we're getting in the right direction. Yeah, I think I live with that. I think I just live with how that looks. Is a thunderstorm? I don't think so. And the end of the river is actually looking pretty good from this perspective. Let's see from here. Comes this way. I'm a bit uncomfortable with this. But do we do that as a result? I think that's worse. We just made the entire thing worse, actually. Yeah, that's... No, this is a lot worse. Go this way. What about that? We can see. Turn this way and go down. No. No, that's obviously not going to work out. But maybe that will. Maybe that will. This river keeps on changing. Okay, let's try that. Yeah. Maybe that block right there we take out? But no, I don't think so. I don't think we do. That's okay. I think we have to be okay with that. Alright, now let's think depth and slope. I think we need to start the river at this height right here. I think it needs to flow out of the bottom of this fountain and just immediately hit the road. And width. I think let's also work out width exactly. So everything that's not I'm just thinking how this is going to connect to the landscape back here. I might need to artificially extend the landscape. I wanted this to be kind of a raised. I don't think there's a good way to do that. I'm not forming any sentences here. But I'm talking to myself. Once we get out to, like, right here even. Unless we do this. Let's do this. So now we could have the water at this level. Do we have this entire peninsula at this higher level? I don't think so. Maybe we have half of it at the level. Just like this. Let's fix this, by the way, because this is not the way that I found this place. I messed it up in service of my farm, and I need to fix it. I wonder if we just do that. So at this point, see, it needs to start flowing immediately. I think I'm asking too much of it, though. I think I need to drop it down a level. So the river can start like this. Right? So now the question is, yeah, can we expand the river a bit this way? Can we do like that? Maybe give the island back a little bit more, some more land? Or something? So the question now is, how far can the water flow? How deep do we want it to be, and how far can the water flow? Let's just try here as an example. Put that water there. It's not going to reach the edge, of course. So this is the point, in theory, where we would have to drop down the water another level. Or actually, this might be the point. So if we go... Yeah, if we go this far, drop a level, 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 this far... I'm being very generous here with my counting of the dropping levels here. But we've gone down, what, like 5 blocks maybe? 6, 7 blocks, 8 blocks, 9 blocks, 10 blocks? We can't go down 10 blocks from the fountain to get here. That is absolutely unrealistic. Yeah, of course it is. I don't know why I second guess myself, but it's absolutely unrealistic that we're going to go down 10 blocks between here and there. And so I need a solution that's going to keep the carrots moving while also keeping the aesthetics of this place decent. And that is a difficult proposition. It's like we need... But how? We need flowing water, like, around the entire thing. But if you're on one level the entire time, How do you flow water? How do you make things flow like that? That is very difficult. I don't know if I have an answer. I don't know if there is an answer. Because I would love if we kept it essentially all in 1 or 2 blocks of height. Like 1 block and we drop it down to the rest. But how do we do that? I'm going to pause the game here. Let me do some research. Okay, here's a video that might have an answer. Let me take a look at this. No, that's not it. That's like a technical solution to the problem. It sort of gets at what I want. So what's the feasibility of this? I think I just need to... I think what I need to do is just build the stream, and I can come up with a solution. I can find a solution that's going to get it to work the way I want it to work. But let's build the stream first. Even if it's non-functional, I want a pretty stream here, and this is going to be a pretty stream. Let's commit to that, okay? So we can come this way, and at this point we can drop down a level. What's the depth of the stream? It's not 1 block deep. I think it's 2 blocks deep. I don't think it's 3 blocks deep. I don't think 3 is going to be realistic. For just the... Sorry. For just the tiny width of this thing, I don't think 3 is going to be a realistic answer. Because that is 3 blocks deep. And actually, let me just start by doing that. I think this is actually a great starting point. It's going to take up more dirt than I have, I think. But I do like where it's going to take me in the end. So if we just dig out exactly where the stream is. And I kind of want to replicate this. I kind of want to make like a basin here. That's like, this is the absolute depth that this place can be. And then we can build from that. Let me try and explain what I mean. So from this place here, we could say, like, this is the maximum depth of the stream. And we want to build up the bank here. We want to build up the bank here a bit. We want to build up the bank here. Right. And so we get something like this in the end. But it's all built on this kind of like fundamental dirt foundation that we're going to put in. Let's do that. I think that's actually a really good idea. And by that, I mean let's take all my work down, apparently. I want to be efficient with how I place dirt here. I don't want to waste any dirt in areas that'll never be seen. Okay. And so what that means is we're going to go 2 down, and then we can just put this here. So we're not putting a dirt in that corner where no one ever is going to appreciate it. No one is ever going to appreciate it. Although, I don't know. This is why I can't make decisions properly. Let's just do it all the way. If we're going to do it, then let's do it. Here's the thought. We could go 4 down, because we have stone down here. And the stone would look pretty natural. But I don't like that. If we count out just how our carrots are going to be. So this is... We got 3 layers built. Let me look the other way. I mean, I know how it works, so I don't know why I'm trying to second guess myself. We have 3 layers built, and so if we want to build 2 more, let's say, right? We have another layer here that is... I mean, we can do this to check. That's, of course, not ideal. And that's not ideal either. I don't have a hoe on me, so now your piece of the farm is permanently inefficient, although you got a lot of surplus here, so I think you're fine. Sorry. Let's just leave. So we have workspace, ceiling. We have one more in the ceiling. So this right here, this floor is actually the very top of the farm. This is the top layer of layer 5. Okay. And that means that everything from here, 1, 2, 3 to the surface, is 4, is free for us to customize to our liking. And we are going to do that here, as you can see. So I actually feel pretty good about that. I'm not going to fill the entire space in down here, but I am going to fill it in to a certain extent. Just in keeping with the walls of the stream. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know what the answer is to my problems, but I know there is an answer. I know there has to be an answer. And if there's not an answer, then I just invent one. That's what I have to do. What we are going to do is make sure this place is well lit. Because I don't want monsters to be here. Not at all. And by putting in the walls of the stream, I think we're running a risk of spawning monsters. Unless I plan for it properly. Okay. Now, one complaint that I think people are going to make, or that could be made, and it's a complaint that by saying it, I'm kind of making it myself. I've done a lot of repetitive work here. Like, this area used to be dirt, but I dug out the dirt, for the most part, and now I'm putting the dirt back in here, to the way it was, which is annoying. But I think it's for a greater purpose. I think that I couldn't have seen this river, or this stream, I couldn't have seen it in the dirt until I took the dirt away and put it back together. Does that make sense at all? I don't think that I could have come along to a flat patch of ground on this island and said, there's a stream and it flows like this. I think that I had to take every step that I did to get to this point before I saw the stream in the madness and made it real. It's a very overdramatic and flowery way of putting it. Saw the stream in the madness. It's very fun. Again, let's make sure that this area is well lit up, just so we can avoid some monsters. Okay, good enough. All right. Guess we can fill that in. Okay. Where's our stream at? See, now... Okay, here's the problem. I've lost our stream a little bit here. Let's dig this out. It's not going to be 1 block deep. Be real. Oh, you always know when the carrots come out, it's always in the evening. It's always right toward the end of the day. So when you see carrots flying, it's it's about time to go to bed. I think that's kind of neat. Was that the stream? I think that was the stream there. Okay. All right. So one thing I'm noticing here, just before I go to bed, it's actually got a 1 block sticky outy bit as well. So it's not the worst that that side has one as well. Now, if we can talk about an issue that I'm having, there's grass down here in this pit that's going to become the river. And I don't think that water is able to kill grass if you put water on top of a grass block. And so I'm going to need to break and replace all that grass when I'm done. That's okay, though. I'm going to need to collect more dirt. That's the other thing that's nagging at me. That's not good. Sorry about that. Is that a nightmare that I was caused? No, that's really a hole there in the ground. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, so we're out of dirt again. We need to go collect some. And I think we might have enough time to get there and back. I don't know. Sure. Right now, let's just dump in what I have. For the moment, we can make another carrot chest here. collect the carrots that are surely sitting here. Okay. Put emeralds in here. Actually, let's go trade with the with our guy. Lots of iron. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, you'll be a master soon. You just give it time. Just give it time. And it's cheap enough for me to keep on doing this with you that I don't mind in the end. Was that another restock? No. Okay. No worries there. Alright. I think now I'm definitely not going to make it back before night. So let's grab my bed and we'll take it with me. Okay. To the dirt area. Of all the things to need. That looks pretty good, I have to say. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with how it's looking already. Just need to add water and contour it a bit, and I think it's going to look fantastic. Then we got to get carrots to flow through it. We got to set up villagers along the route on those peninsulas and other areas. And I think we're going to have a really good area. I do also have an idea. I'm not even going to worry about it today, but I have an idea for how I can cover them. Keep them from lightning, that kind of thing. Let's see. Okay, so, what I'm thinking of for that is maybe some, they're not going to be tarps, of course, but they're going to look like big kind of tarps or canvas, what's the word that I'm thinking of? Canvas coverings. Awnings, I think is what I'm trying to say. That are going to stretch over the villagers and keep them safe. And we'll see how that works out. I think for that I'm going to need wool. And so one of my big priorities, I think, should be getting automatic wool up and running. Getting a sheep of each color, and from there, putting them all into storage, or not in storage, but into pods where they can be sheared automatically. That's more iron, though. I don't have any iron. I need to build an iron farm. I think that's the biggest issue in my world at the moment. Aside from me not having enough beautiful things, I'm trying to build some beautiful stuff. I don't have iron. And that's my roadblock. Let's just take a stab at the landscape here. It's actually going very slow. Okay. Where do we go now? I guess we could do this. Oh, great. I really don't want to go down there. I could. I could pretty easily, and I don't think I would die, but I don't want to. maybe going down there will be the last thing I do. What I am willing to do is spend some dirt to keep this from being a problem again today. It's kind of crazy that I'm nowhere close to having enough dirt. But I'm going to break my shovel in a minute. Pretty exciting that I have relatively little fear about fighting you. I can only do like half a heart of damage. That's awesome. Where's the oh, we have a baby there. I know you're not a baby. You're just a full-sized freak. Okay. Yeah, this is fun. Let's stop you first. Given that you can do something to me. Okay. Creeper. And everything else, honestly, I'm fine with. Okay. Well, I came down here to claim my dirt. Turns out it was pretty valuable to me. I'll take some iron as well. Is this impromptu caving? No, it's not, actually. Sorry to say. No. I'll find an Enderman. Come on. You do hurt a bit, but not badly at all. Let's get out of here. If I can. That's pretty high up. Ooh, hang on. There we go. Okay. It's bedtime for me. Just about. I could sleep in the open. Nothing can go wrong then. Okay. Let's break my shovel and we go home. This is just a bit of a pain because it's not instant mineable. Although it is satisfying if I can basically pick the bones clean in this part of the landscape. Let's do this. There we go. I had a feeling that would get the job done. And dirt, for some reason, is quite valuable to me at the moment. Let's take all we can get, and let's head home. We've really done a number on the landscape here. That's fine, though. I just know, I'm so certain that we're like fully surrounded by, what are they called? I just forgot the name. Ancient cities? Is that what they're called? So cool stone cliffs over there. Um, are they called ancient cities? I think they are. I don't know why I forgot the name of them. I'm just so certain that underneath there, maybe underneath here even, although I kind of doubt it, but underneath there, there's 100%. And I'm very nervous for it, to be honest. I know I have to go down there if I ever want Swift Sneak, if I ever want that, or if I ever want that music disc, or if I want a recovery compass. But it's just not my style. It's very stressful. It's surprisingly scary. Ooh. Well, I just looked over at my chat, and I see them asking if I read chat. I do read chat, but I read chat when I think to read chat, which is not too terribly often. Especially if I kind of am set on a goal. I'm probably going to get focused on the game too much. I need to maybe use my phone to look at chat. Have it pulled up here in front of me more directly. And I can do that. Let me do that right now. Let's go to... Where's my Twitch app? I know I have it here somewhere. Okay, I can just go to my own chat. There we go. Nice. Okay. And now I can see actually you posted that about 5 minutes ago. Or like 7 or 8 or 9. So yeah. Hopefully I'll see them if you post again. We got not a whole lot of dirt for the effort. What I need now is another shovel. It's in here. Okay. Oh, we're full now. Okay, we can get another bundle started. Where are the bundles at? Oh, they're just here. Okay. We ran out of fuel. Okay. Let's put this in the queue to be smelted. So I do have the more dirt now, which is nice. We'll take this back out. I don't think I'm going to need this much. Let's work with that for right now. Okay. Back at this. Actually, don't need this to be accessible. This is not anything anymore. This we can also fill in. This is well lit up here. Okay. This... It's actually gonna be fine. We'll have a dirt there for sure. All right, I think we're doing really well here. We've got our stream sort of coming together nicely. Okay, it's gonna go this way. Actually, I want to dig this out just to match the walls. To match the... What am I trying to say? To match the curve of the stream. You also want to replace this with dirt, actually. Let's just start by digging out the stream. We can fill in walls. See, so technically... Oh, well, never mind. I was going to technically, but I think I'm just incorrect in saying that. So this can actually be 4 blocks deep here, and we can take it to be 3 blocks deep at this point. Is there ever a point that we want it to be 2 blocks deep? I don't think so. That would entail we either drop the landscape by a block, which I'm not inclined to do, or we raise the bed by a floor, the stream bed. And we could, but I don't know if I like that very much. To answer your earlier point, I didn't really comment on it. But yeah, I definitely only play Java. I don't really see a point in doing Bedrock. I could do Bedrock, but I don't know why. I don't see a point in that. There's just kind of... I don't know how else to put it. There's no point in that. Because it's not Java. Is that too simple? I've played Bedrock before. I've actually played it a decent bit. There was a time, and I might not get the details right, but a friend was trying to play Minecraft, and it was going to be me and him and his girlfriend. And I think she owned Java, and both of us owned... Oh, she owned Bedrock, and both of us owned both Java and Bedrock. So we ended up playing Bedrock. I think that was the reason why we did it. Or something like that. I don't know for sure. It's been a while. But it was just kind of weird. Like, you have to... Probably the strangest thing... I'm going to say potentially in all of Minecraft is that in Bedrock, if you want to look at your coordinates in the world, you have to enable cheats. And if you enable cheats, it means you can never get achievements in the world. Is that right? Am I remembering that correctly? It's really wild. And it's just, yeah, I don't know why I would ever want to play Bedrock. Unless, like that, I'm just forced to. Java is the better option. Probably none, 995 out of 1,000 times. And I'm not actually sure how I want to drop this off. But this is a start. We can widen it out a bit. Okay. I think it's obvious now where the river's going to end up. We can take those back. I guess we can move this as well. All right. Got to clear dirt along here. Dirt. Okay. So I think we're actually fully good on the base layer for our stream here. Let's take a look at how that is from above. And I actually need to get out of here. Can I get out, please? Okay. So from the fountain, I think it looks pretty. To be honest, it looks pretty dang good. Flows this way, turns, flows this way, turns again. That turns a bit extreme. Like, what if we did that? And this. I don't know if I might have messed that up while I fiddled with stuff. But that's better. Turn, go this way, turn this way, and then head into the water. Or head into the ocean, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe we take this block out. Just seeing it from the fountain, that's what I thought. Okay, hang on. Let's look at it from this side. This is a view that I've not had yet. Yeah, that is pretty good. I don't think I could ask for much better than that. At least not with my skill set. We can look from this angle here. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then from the fountain once more. Let's actually build up a bit from the fountain. Okay. Now see, that's actually revealing something to me. It's a bit blocky in how it turns. It goes... It's like right angle there, right angle, right angle, right angle. Like it just hits a bend. Boom. That's a bit more natural. But this is a bit abrupt. Like it goes this way and then turns 90 degrees and continues there. Like that's a bad angle right there. I'm going to look at. This seems like it turns pretty naturally. Somehow. I think I might have figured that side out. Cause that looks pretty good, to be honest. I think I just built a section of a circle. 3 3 2 2 1 1 1 1 2 2. It would continue on like 3 3 and it would keep going. So that's good. Yeah, my biggest complaint is this, honestly, right now. Let's look at that. So it goes... how do we stop that? I think the answer is we give it... I think we take this back. I think we give it more room on this side. Just to come out a bit. Let's see how that is. That's not... Okay. Yeah, that's a bit better. So it's going to come around there and take a bit more of a gentle turn. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. So now the next order of business. Let's build up the bed here. And we do have dirt to do that with. Where are we at the day? Getting close to the day. We should see carrots any moment now, actually. It's about carrot time. Okay. But anyways, let's build this up some. I think we're going to have water dropping from right there. And actually, maybe this entire 4-block section. And so the most realistic thing I think that I could do is demonstrate that the water is digging out a hole. Or that it's flinging up sediment from right here. Like we have a deeper segment right here. Maybe it even goes down to 4 blocks deep. At this section here. We have a bit more sediment built up around it. Just to show that it's got some force when it hits here. And it therefore excavates the ground a bit. I think we need to have a central channel, possibly, that's 4 blocks deep. Something like this. But then we can have the sides go up faster to compensate. Something like that. That feels okay. It's okay. Here's what I'm thinking. It kind of looks more like a random noise than a natural formation. There's carrot time. It's okay, but it's like a blocks got placed down randomly. Let's build up the sides first. Because if we do have a ultimate, it's a poor way to put it. If we do have a section that's maximum depth, it's going to be along the center line. That's the realistic thing. So let's just start. We can go all the way around. Ultimately deep is the phrasing that I thought of for it. I think we need to have at least a block of depth the full way here. Like that. Okay. And now we can make adjustments here. See, is this bad or is this natural? I cannot tell. I literally can't tell. Let's continue with what I'm doing here, and I think we'll find out whether I like it really or not. My biggest problem right now is that the narrowness of this is kind of giving me some angst. Do we do that? Is that the answer? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. It's the answer to feeling better about it, just filling it in with water. I'm happy to do that. But if it doesn't answer my question, then I just have a watery mess to clean up. Is this okay? Yes, I think it is okay. I think this is actually gonna work. Is this okay? Probably not. Not like that, at least. I think that I'm over dramatizing here. I think we need fewer blocks that happen to stick up. We need more depth. I think more depth is actually the answer here. And it's entirely possible that I might want a 3-block drop here. I don't know, though. That is a lot of carrots. Okay. Okay, I'm willing to try a section. I'm willing to give it a shot and see how I think about, or what I think about the water here. Okay, grab my buckets. Let's get some more water in here. Okay. We should be able to make a pretty easy infinite stream and work from there. Let's just section off part of it to fill in, and we'll see how it goes. Infinite stream's going to be right here. And let me do some research here. Okay. Okay, so apparently it will die. Grass will naturally die if it's covered by water. That's good. You know, the nice thing is that we've got a pretty narrow stretch here. And so filling it in with infinite water, or water sources, is going to be pretty simple. As I'm demonstrating here, I think. Okay. Almost done. And yeah, that grass is dying, luckily. Okay. So what do we think? We do that, maybe? What do we think? Why are you floating there? Those carrots should not be able to exist where they are. What's going on? Oh, they're... Okay. We're going to need to reflow this water. That's fine, though. It's only 2 sources, or it's 3 sources, actually. Okay. Hang on. This can be fixed. We need to reflow the water so it looks more natural. Okay. And now those carrots should not be able to sit forever. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Do we think that's good? I don't think it's bad. And I can always fix it later. I can make minor adjustments underwater. That's the thing. How do we make carrots flow through here? I don't think we do make carrots flow through here. I don't think it's possible. I legitimately do not believe that I can do this. We need water that's flowing so that carrots can be carried along and end up at the end of the stream. That's not doable. That is just like fundamentally it's not going to work. But let's build a pretty stream. And we can do whatever we want with it later. But right now it's just pretty stream time. If we're thinking about realistic water flow, right? We said it's going to dig out a bit of an area there. And then it's going to lift up some, to a certain extent, and start to flow this way. Maybe... yeah, maybe it doesn't drop down until about here, when it gets deeper. And it can continue to flow around this way. So here it's going to sweep out more sediment on this side. And so I'm tempted to do this. And more sediment buildup will occur on this side. It's going to come around here. I think it would actually continue to sweep out sediment. And so we can do this. Could put a bit more here. It would sort of come straight at this point, and so it would be fairly even sediment on both sides of the river, or the stream. And so this, I think, is acceptable. Depth can vary, although maybe we do that. We'll have fairly even sediment on both sides until we reach this section, when it's going to come through here. It's going to sweep out more sediment on this side. And so maybe we do that. It's going to take a turn and come this way. So we can have more sediment on this side of the bank. We'll have fairly even sediment here. It's going to sweep out a bit more on this side. Oh gosh. Sweep out a bit more here. And so that is probably okay. A bit more sediment on this side, maybe. Not like that, though. Now, through here, we'll have even sediment on both sides. Something like that. With the occasional increased height with no rhyme or reason to it. So here, as it turns, it's going to wipe out more sediment on this side of the river. So this side's going to be a bit more maybe like that would work. This side can have a bit more sediment build up. As it comes this way, there's going to be probably an even amount. Right. It's going to come through here and probably wipe out some more sediment this way. Something like that. Sediment here can build up pretty well. What do we think about what we got so far? I think this is better. I think telling a story about the river is actually working out better for me than just my best guess that I've been doing. And so we're just going to have carrots here. What are the issues with it? Number one, okay, so they do eventually float to the surface, even if they get dropped pretty hard down to the bottom. And when they get to the surface, they flow here, hopefully. Yeah, so all the carrots end up right here, just about. So that's not an issue that I thought it was. That's a lot of carrots. Let's finish up with our river story. Through here, we're going to have roughly even sediment coverage. With that classic sprinkle of I don't know what I'm doing to make the 2 layers. Here we're going to blast out this side of sediment. Maybe like that. Maybe like that, actually. Sediment can accumulate a bit more over here. Sediment's going to drop off in quantity as we reach the end of the line. Look at those carrots. I mean, it's fun. It's just like, it's basically fun. It just kind of saddens me that I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know how to get them from there to here. If I could, it'd be fantastic. We need a bit more love here. Maybe that. Probably on this side as well. Okay. Yeah, that could be it. That could work out. Let's look, because we were happy with this, basically. Although, put a bit more stuff over here. Like that, maybe. Maybe do one of those. A bit like that. Let's start over here and we can work our way around to the finish. This is okay. It's acceptable. This is alright. This is where it gets pretty good. Yep. I like this. That's a bit better. This is okay. This, it'll work. Yeah. That's good. Come around here. This works out. This could be a bit steeper. I'm not a huge fan of the... What about that? Yeah. Maybe take some of these out. I don't like that. I think I just did two of the same thing. Well. Yeah, whatever. We do that. Do this. Do one of those. It's gonna come back maybe and do that. And that's good enough. For right now. Good enough for right now is the main story. Okay. So let's focus on filling in it with water. So we're going to start down here on the bottom level. And let's actually go around the entire bottom and fill it out. Just take it one layer at a time. Okay. Looking pretty good. Okay. Are we almost done? Not really. And this is what I mean when I say it's going to be a pain if I have to go back and fix anything huge. Because this is one layer, and it's already a surprising amount of work. Alright, let's flow this thing out to the ocean. That'll do it for right now. That looks good. Okay. Got 2 more of those to do. 2 or 3 of those to do. Alright, next layer. And now we're getting weirdness. Now we're getting weird stuff happening. Okay. Looks good so far. Just gotta keep at it. I think for the most part, the water is going to tell you where it wants to go. If you listen to where it wants to be placed, then you'll end up pretty successful in the end. That's not it. Now, why is that? Okay. Alright, we should be able to knock this out before too long. Now, what I may be interested in doing later, I'm thinking, is coming in and varying up the blocks a little bit. It's just all dirt along the bottom of the stream. It'll be fine, but it's not going to be beautiful. So I might want to come in with some coarse dirt, or, I don't know, podzol would actually die, like grass would. But something like coarse dirt, maybe some gravel, just to give it a bit more liveliness. I may do that later on down the road. But right now, it's not a concern. The fun puzzle trying to figure out where the most optimal place to put the water is. Like here and here would work. Here and here would do it, maybe? No, not quite. So I think we continue it out to right about there, and that might do it. Maybe one more if we can manage it. This might be overkill. That might mess me up. No, no. That's good. That's good. Okay. Almost done. I promise. That is a lot of carrots. So if we can't get the water streams to work, which I'm doubting we can at this point, then what do we do? How far do we take this? I think this height water, we can probably bring it to about... Oh, great. hang on. I think the water at this height we can bring to about here, and then actually, at this point, we might need to drop it down. Let's give myself a little bit more space to avoid that. Like that, maybe. Would probably do it. Like that. Let's just say that's what we're doing. Okay, so we can pick up on that in a minute. Now let's finish this. Keep on bringing it around. That'll actually do just fine. Okay. See, there's still... So we need water there. I think that fixes it. Okay. Almost done, I promise. And I'm thinking after I finish this, I'll probably admire my work for a moment, and we'll call it a day there. Have I gotten a lot done? I don't know if I have or not, but it feels like it. Definitely feels like I've done a ton. And that's kind of good enough for me. Give me a break. Okay, hang on. There we go. All right, and this is going to be a delicate touch here. We want a bit more than that, I think. Maybe we fill that in. Maybe we fill this in. I like that. I do think that looks good. Right on down. Now let's admire our work before it gets to be care time. I think we did pretty good on this. I'm pretty happy with how we're looking here. Yeah. I don't think I can complain about that. I don't think I can complain about that at all. And it's care time. They're actually not going to hit me, I don't think. Well, they might a little bit. But that looks good. I got a stream going this way, it goes that way, and this way, and it goes that way again. Now I need to make room for villagers to live here. My hope is that they don't get... Here's what we can do. We can segment the river into pieces, just with iron bars. And it's not going to look gorgeous. I keep saying gorgeous. And, like, gorgeous is my goal, or something. I don't know if it is or should be. But, we can put iron bars in the water, and that'll stop them from... Well, they could drown, actually. I don't think their instinct's going to be to drown, though. I think their instinct's probably going to be to stay out of the water entirely. But if we had to, we could segment off the area so that they don't leave their zones. At the end of the day, though, this is good. This is pretty good. I think this is a great start. I think that next time I play, my priority needs to be getting them back into this area. We'll set them up with something they can... Some kind of setup where I can trade with them. And, I need to trade them some carrots, because I am full on carrots at this point. I didn't think that would ever be possible. And I don't know if I need to build any more of the farm at this point. I might be carrot maxing, already. That'll be a consideration for tomorrow, or for some other time. But for right now, I'm very happy with that. I think that's a big success for today. Well, I'm going to stop fiddling around and extending things longer than I need to. I'll stop there for the day. It's been fun. I'm glad I did this. I think it's going to come out to be really, really cool. If it's not already. If you don't think it's cool already, that's your opinion. I think it's already pretty cool, and it's going to be even better next time. So for right now, let me tuck into my... Oh, I don't have an area here anymore. Well, let's head back up here. I'm gonna tuck into bed here in a moment. But, oh yeah. But I'll see you next time. Alright. Come on. Alright. Goodbye.